Hey guys, Cam for 15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another Chicago Bears video for you guys, as I'm here to talk about more Chicago Bears. I guess kind of outcomes and stuff like that with what's been going on. Now, funny enough, I should have posted this video sooner, my Jalen Johnson injury thing, but I guess I'll do it in this video because also I got to talk about what Ben Johnson came out and said today in the press conference and everything in lead up to the Bears playing the Cowboys and having the old former head coach who's now DC of the Cowboys, Matt Eberflus, return to Chicago as the Bears look to try to get their first win of the season. Now, first things first, ignore the eye black and everything. I just got done coming from work because we had an employee softball game. Sadly, we lost, and I went 0 for 6 with 5 strikeouts and 1 ground out. Not the performance I thought I would have, but there's always next year. So next year, hopefully, I have less strikeouts and actual hits into play. Yet I came in here talking the most crap, and I ended up scoring absolutely or getting no absolute hits. So I am kind of salty and pissed off about that. But next year I'll get in the cage so then I'm ready to hit these softballs. Anyways, enough of my crap and my failures as a softball player. Um, I'm gonna be. Let's talk about the Chicago Bears. So number one. Let's talk about Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson out basically indefinitely because of basically a groin injury that may need to do with surgery, mind you. And holy crap, bro, we're in a bad position. It doesn't help with the fact that Kyler Gordon's out, and now Jalen Johnson's basically done for this foreseeable future. On the fact that they said that surgery may be a possibility, I'm just going to say he's probably done for the season. He may come back, barring, I guess, how close the Bears are in maybe a playoff potential race. But honestly, if we're not close, don't bring him back. Like, just say, hey, man, gear up for next season. And that's not good because when you look at what's left with the cornerback situation, we got nothing but scrubs that get cooked. Tyreek Stevenson obviously is one of those guys that is barbecue chicken every single week. And now we got to see him go up against CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens. It's already bad enough that you do not have one opposite lockdown corner opposite of Jalen Johnson to be like, hey, Jalen may be out, but at least we have at least another top tier corner on our team. Tyreek Stevenson is none of that. Tyreek Stevenson, for all I care about, is legitimately what can I say? He's been regressing since the Washington Fail Mary game, and since then he has not recovered at all. Like not recovered under any circumstances. So the fact that he has not recovered from he hasn't recovered from essentially that moment, he sucks. And clearly, that's looking to be a bust of a second round draft pick. Absolutely embarrassing stuff. That's why I'm saying Tyreek Stevenson needs to keep his mouth shut, stop talking, and play football. Guess what? He can't still shut up, and two, he sucks at playing football. I know. I'm saying this as a guy who went 0 for 6 with 5 Ks in a softball game. But regardless, he fucking sucks. And it's an absolute joke that this guy is still getting a starting spot. Now, personally, I don't give a crap. Damn, I don't really care. Bench him for all I care. He continues to get cooked, sit him down. I don't care if we got nobody in the secondary. I'd rather see somebody else get cooked than watch Tyreek Stevenson get cooked again. And it's the same old, same song and dance. But see, the problem is because we realistically ain't got no depth at the position no more because one, it's not only Jalen Johnson's that's done. You got Zaw Frazier, who for whatever reason is out because of personal reasons. He's done for the season. Terrell Smith suffered an injury in the preseason that ended his season. Oh, and then on top of it, the guy you re-signed in Jalen Jones to a contract, he also has not practiced because he's nursing, I think, a hamstring injury. Because he was reported on the injury report today for practice, or on Wednesday for practice. Absolute joke, man. You ain't got no depth. Ryan Poles fails to do his job correctly. At the same time, the defensive line can't get absolutely no pressure because your defensive line sucks. Meanwhile, I'm looking at guys like Jadeveon Clowney. It's already bad enough. You let Zadarius Smith go to the Eagles for dirt cheap money. Jadeveon Clowney, who he says he expects to play against the freaking Bears this upcoming Sunday, he is signing with the Cowboys, and he signed basically a vet contract. Why can't we offer that? And then Washington Commanders, they just actually signed Preston Smith, another edge player. Like, dog, are we not going to go out there and go get an extra edge rusher to maybe, I don't know, spark some sort of pass rush? No, Ryan Poles is on his hands, playing with his toes, doing absolutely nothing. All these other teams signing veteran edge rushers just to sign him. The Eagles signed him. A Cowboys signed an edge rusher. And the freaking Commanders are sending an edge rusher, and they got two of those dudes already. And you're telling me we can't sign one extra one? Oh, wait, I know. We're waiting for Austin Booker to come back, see how he plays after the injury, and then maybe we'll reassess the position since then. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to the GM. This is why he needs to be fired. I don't care if he's got an extension. This is why he needs to be fired. He clearly doesn't value the trenches like we say, or like he always talks about he does. He doesn't. Montez Sweat getting paid big time money, and he ain't doing a dang thing. Getting no pressure whatsoever. I think Lance Briggs, sadly, on the CHGO podcast, he literally said, like, he's just a dude that's going out there paying a whole lot of money to be a difference maker, but he's not being a difference maker. Dayo Odeyingbo, he's getting paid crazy good money. Outside of realistically that Vikings game, he didn't do nothing. And when you look at the Vikings game, legitimately, now we see how bad the Vikings offensive line looked because they played the freaking Falcons last week, to the point the Falcons beat up J.J. McCarthy so bad he already hurt. And now you got to look at the fact that the Vikings offensive line just sucks, and maybe that's why Dayo looked really good. That's maybe why the defensive line got a lot of pressure. Because sure as hell, they didn't get no pressure against Jared Goff. They didn't even touch the guy. And that goes back to the issue with Ryan Poles. He sucks at his job. Fire this clown already, bro. Fire him. And then the last point I got to talk about, Ben Johnson obviously came out. He talked in the press conference today. On Monday's press conference, he noted about, when he went back and watched the film, there were, obviously, he kind of alluded to the fact of like, well, I didn't see a lot of effort on plays for players that didn't get the ball in their hand. Everybody is basically suggesting that's more than likely DJ Moore, which I will not be surprised if that's who he's referring to, because DJ Moore has had this spoiled brat attitude since last year. And I mostly think it still has something to do with the fact that he still feels a little bit slighted or pissed off that they traded away Justin Fields. But, like, dog, get over it. And that honestly leads me to believe, like, DJ Moore, I don't believe DJ Moore will be here next year. I think in the offseason, they will trade him to save them some cap space, and they will let him go be somebody else's problem if he wants to be Mr. Pouty Face. It was an issue yesterday, and if it's an issue today still, then I'm sorry. You need to cut bait. If he does not like being here, if he's upset with the quarterback position, then let him go. He does give off the vibes like he don't like Caleb Williams, and it's just like I'm just gonna be a professional and just do what needs to be done. But he just gives off the vibes like he's never vibed with Caleb, and he doesn't like him, mostly because he was more of a Justin Fields guy. Mostly because Justin Fields mostly threw him the fucking football. So, you know, there's that. I personally think he'll be gone by next year because I think the Bears will see him as a problem. And plus, with the fact that they probably want to open up enough space for Luther Burden to do work, that's the thing. And then he came into the press conference today, talking about how the team hasn't practiced, like they're a championship mindset team. He basically alluded to the fact, or essentially said, like, yeah, our practices hasn't been that of like a championship minded team. Like a team that's going out there wanting to go win a fucking football game this upcoming Sunday. And you can look at the results. You can look at last week. The fact that the defense got blown out, the team got blown out 52 to 14 or 21. The defense, they just can't stop giving up points since they let JJ McCarthy go on a freaking roll. And the Falcons made JJ McCarthy look like absolute dog shit. Huh. He's not that good. Huh. Who would have thought? But you let the defense lazed off a bit and let this guy look so good that everybody was talking about him to the point he won a fluke NFC Offensive Player of the Week. And then Jared Goff cooks you to the point so good that the NFL gave NFC Player of the Week to Jared Goff. And that's a reflection on how bad your defense is and how much that your defense doesn't go out there looking to try. And what I mean by that is they didn't put no effort out there. They didn't put no effort. They didn't continue to fight. They didn't continue to get off blocks. They didn't continue to challenge these Lions receivers and put stiff coverage. And they just kind of say, oh, well, we're getting blown out. Who cares? Like at some point, there's got to be a pride factor. A pride factor. Like, yes, can we blame the coaches on certain calls? But again, at the end of the day, I trust this coaching staff more than some of these players. I do. And I'm being honest. We already know when it going gets tough and the team faces adversity, they back down and they cower into a hole. And they don't face that adversity. Ben Johnson is coming here not only to win, but at the same time getting these players to overcome the adversity that they struggled with all of last year, mostly all of Eberflus's year. And when I heard him say that comment, it's a pretty damning comment to the fact that clearly the Bears are not taking practice seriously. It's reported that they had a 2-hour-long practice today. It also shows me that more than likely some of these players on this current roster are not going to be here next year. Strictly from the standpoint, Ben Johnson and his coaching staff is going to look at the effort on this team on a week-to-week basis. And if they see any slight, if they see any, or I want to say slight, but if they see any, I guess, weakness or not aggressive and they're not hustling, they're not pushing themselves, they're not trying, they're just giving up, then I won't be shocked if Ben Johnson goes to Ryan Poles if he's here next year and tells him, get him out, get him out, get him out. It's kind of like what Mike Ditka said way, way back then. He basically told the Bears at the time, look, some of y'all won't be in this room next year. And lo and behold, most of those dudes in that room were not there the next season, which I believe was the year they won the Super Bowl. I think the same thing's applying. And I said this, I think on my game recap with my Uncle Daryl after the Lions game. It definitely seems like Ben Johnson probably knows maybe this team may not be good this year. Now, he did say in the press conference that he does hope the Bears will play better by the time December kicks around, which that's the hope. But I can definitely see it to where Ben Johnson, he's looking every week on a week-to-week basis and saying, we can't win with this guy, we can't win with this guy, we can't win with this guy. We gotta replace this guy, we gotta replace this guy, we gotta replace this guy. And that makes the most sense. Again, I just made a mention. Tyreek Stevens is not good enough. I feel like he's a guy that won't be here next year. They'll cut bait, move on, and say, thank you, but no thank you. Again, I mentioned with DJ Moore. He's the type of guy that I do believe they may trade next year because they can get some money off the books, alleviate the cap space a bit more, and on top of it, it just seems like he's not enjoying his time here like he did the first year because Justin was always throwing him the ball, and it definitely comes across like DJ Moore is definitely not a team player. He's a me guy. Again, these players are not coming to practice with a mindset of like, no, we need to get this shit nipped in the bud and we need to turn this around and play better. Well, then guess what? It tells me you're not taking practice seriously. So when the coaches are going through walkthroughs and going through drills, you're not giving 100%. You're not paying attention. So again, there's only so much the coaching staff can do. Yes, the coaches got to put you in line, but at the end of the day, the players got to show up. Ben Johnson can harp on trying to have as least amount of pre-snap penalties as he can want. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the players not doing that and executing the games. So they can tell Darnell Wright, we don't need false starts. But at the end of the day, it's up to Darnell Wright if he obviously abides by the cadence and he doesn't do false starts and he's not holding. It's an absolute joke. And I'm glad that Ben Johnson called out the team because it's a wake up call to the team. And it only signifies that it really does feel like if they continue to keep this crap up, Ben Johnson will start going to these players and saying, you're out. Hey, Ozzie, get in for Darnell. Hey, Braxton, not good enough. Hey, go in there and get in there for or Theo Benedict. Go in there and get in there for Braxton. The same old crap, dude. And I think that's the message that needs to be sent. It's clear that Ben Johnson was clearly pissed off and he was clearly embarrassed by the performance the Bears played. And he went back, watched the film, and saw that some of the guys just weren't giving effort at all. And I respect him for calling out the players because that's the problem. These players don't give effort sometimes. These players just strictly just do what needs to be done, tries to get by, tries to half-ass things, and that's why you get results like them getting blown out. You hope the thing is they get better and they play a more competitive game against Dallas. Now, if it ends up becoming another blowout, then that's when I would implore Ben Johnson. I think it's time you make changes. I don't care the standing of who you are or what player we have. If Montez Sweat is not giving you production like you need to give, well, then sit him down in the depth chart, make him fourth string defensive lineman, and go put somebody out there on the starter and just tell them, hey, this is your opportunity. I need you to get sacks to the quarterback because clearly the guy we're paying a bunch of money to won't be able to do it. Or in the case of Darnell Wright, hey, Ozzie, get in. Don't get false starts. I want you to block the offensive lineman. Do that better than Darnell Wright, and you got yourself the starting job. And it also goes to show you with these players, man, that are under some of these players. Step your game up in practice. Show these coaches in practice why you deserve to start over said dude that they picked, said guy that is being lazy. But we'll see, man. I'm hoping the Bears get a W against the Cowboys because they definitely well do need one, especially for that locker room, especially for the vibes. I don't care if even if it's an ugly win. Just find a way to get a W. Because if Matt Eberflus has the final laugh and he beats you and he gets his revenge, dog, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. But I'm gonna get out of here, guys. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, hit that subscribe button. If you want to get more Chicago Bears content or any other any anime, this is not my other channel. Sports content or Chicago Bears content, I upload to the channel and things like that. I think after this, I'm gonna record my Kawhi Leonard Clippers video. So yeah, but anyways, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Catch you guys in this video. Till then, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your day, night, or whenever you see this video. Till then, guys, peace.